Yo, and we live, man. We live back in the building. So look, y'all, this will be my last morning show unless something happens where we got like something crazy happen where we got a big time breaking story. Cause honestly, the night shows have been going so good, and I'm human. I have other stuff I have to do. So in the morning, it's just trying to get up, put together um a lineup for the show, trying to call people, trying to get everything lined up. This is just it's a little I ain't gonna say it's overwhelming. I'm gonna just say it's tough. It's tough. And I'm looking at my numbers. My numbers are a lot better. Like we doing over 100 people after um after 10 o'clock. So that time between 6 and 10, I could be popping out a lot of short videos or some little short lives, 30-minute lives, stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna focus on that 6 to 10 or 6 to 12 kind of afternoon. That's my peak hours from 6 p.m. to 12. That makes a lot of sense. I could still do these morning shows, but I don't have. I guess a lot of people working and stuff, so you don't have the same kind of turnout. And I can't go any earlier than this because I get off so late with the night show. My body, I can't wake up. I can't wake up, and so the morning show is about to get is gonna get discontinued unless we get some breaking news and we got to jump on. It's just something we got to talk about. But tonight I'm finna focus all my energy on the night show, and I'm gonna try to do something for the 6 o'clock people. I see it's a lot of 6 p.m. people that watch my content, so that makes sense. Now, college bound, if you want to do something for the WNBA, I think me, you, and 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 Sauce could put together something. Even promo, we can put together something for the WNBA. Y'all let me know if y'all would like a WNBA show. Cause I'm watching the WNBA and it's pretty cool. Like I'm learning a lot. I'm actually now look, I know two teams now. I know the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. I already kind of knew about the LA Sparks, but I don't even know the Atlanta team. I stayed in Atlanta for what 15 years, and I don't know the Atlanta team. So I'm learning a little bit because of what's going on right now, and it's pretty cool. And I feel like a lot of people are not gonna get their honest opinion when it comes to the lady sports because you know how it is. If you say something too direct, they're gonna feel like you bashing. But yeah, I know how I am. A baller, strike, strike. So I would like to be that voice that talk about the WNBA, and we say it like how it is. We really give people our real opinion, and then after after 6 o'clock, now on Well Off Media, they normally drop their videos and stuff like that. I can focus on the Well Off Media videos. We can break them down, and if any other news come out around the college football, we can break that stuff down. So I'm feeling like, and appreciate y'all for the 6 people in the room. I'm feeling like if I focus on my night show because it's starting to do so good right now, I can have a better turnout. Cause doing these 2 hour morning shows, hey boy, it's a your brain be on overload now. I'm telling you. Hey, New York in the house. What's going on? Hey Rod, I see you. Hey Rod, what do you come to my channel for? You come for the Colorado stuff, or you come for the NBA stuff? Just news in general. Hey, this a Q&A, so this gonna be my last morning show. This a Q&A for y'all, people in the chat. Y'all rock with me. Why do y'all rock with me? What kind of content do y'all like from me? I'm learning this right now, this new space. I flirted with the morning show. I wanted to do a 6 and 6 starting off, but I couldn't get up at 4 in the morning. I couldn't do it. That ain't how my body works. And once our night shows start going so long, man, Like we'll get on that night show. I'm gonna actually start cutting my night shows down to 2 hours. So and on this Q&A right now, what's up, Diggs? Yeah, everything looking good, man. Everything looking good. I'm just trying to see how I'm gonna do these shows. I want to do a morning show and an evening show, but the evening show is starting to do so much better. It's just like it's funny. I was sitting here on the couch thinking to myself, acting like I was a big television network, and I'm looking at the ratings for the night show, and I'm looking at the ratings for the morning show, and I'm like, we gotta look. I'm talking to myself now in my mind. We're gonna have to tell the morning show they gonna get canceled, and we finna focus all our energy into the night show. And look, they both my shows now, but at the same time, just as a human, you wanna produce something, you wanna be successful, whatever you do. So you don't want to tell yourself, man, this ain't working. But I mean, I feel like it could have worked, but the 10 o'clock spot, everybody working. Everybody working. So it's just hard to get a lot of people on at 10 in the morning. And I was looking at my algorithm last night. It's funny with this YouTube space. You can look at all the people that's watching your videos, what cities they from. You can see what time of day they watch. And the most people watch my videos at 6 p.m. That's been constant. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, T, why are you doing the 10 o'clock show and you at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. when the majority of your people are on at 6? So you might want to do what you got to do in the morning, take care of all your business in the morning outside of YouTube stuff. If I'm looking for jobs, if I'm trying to call people and get other business handle that early in the morning, then around 3-4 o'clock, start focusing on a lot of content you can give people at 6. That's when the most of your people jump on at 6. And then by the time you give people stuff from 6 by 7:30, start focusing on your night show and give yourself like an hour or two break. Jump in with a night show, and now you can go in with everybody on the panel again and do it like that. And I gotta cut my night shows down to like 2 hours. I've been doing 3 hours, 4 hours. That's too much because that drains me for in the morning. And most people don't watch past 2 hours. So I was looking at the advertisement last night. YouTube really only put commercials at the beginning of your live. When I go from extra 4-5 hours, that's just all recreational, and that could be some good information for the next stream. So, like how my man Boosie, and appreciate you, Boosie, for rocking with me. It's some topics people want us to talk about, but we've already talked about them. But if we're going for 4 hours, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. So we need to condense it down 2 hours and get it power packed with a lot of topics. We can hit them and move, so we don't beat it. We don't beat it so bad to where we might be saying some, like the other show I had the other night when Coach Hayes came on. Coach Hayes came on like 3 hours in. So a lot of people don't even know. A lot of people don't even get to the Coach Hayes content. So I got to figure out how to break all these videos down and how to condense my lives down. So I really need them to be 1 hour, honestly, so they can be power packed. But we're going to see. I'm saying. Yeah, you're right. You're right. See, in the daytime, I can do my little small videos where I just upload videos, like 2-minute long videos, talking about new players, if somebody got hurt or something, if whatever on my mind, like the Juju situation. I got some different thoughts about Juju, what he doing, what's going on in his mind. They could be wrong, but they funny to me. Some of the stuff I'm thinking about is funny. So I'm like, I could keep making these little 2-minute videos, throwing out all these different scenarios about Juju. One of them gonna happen. One of them gonna happen. 2 or 3 might not happen, but they still funny videos because I'm doing them. Y'all know how I do. When I call in on the phone and act like I'm talking to somebody. I thought about doing that with him. And see, I'm gonna say this right here, y'all. When you do videos like that, them funny videos, that take a lot of energy. When I do that night show and they go on to about 2 in the morning, then I try to wake up and do a morning show and get prepared for that. It's hard to get going again. It's hard to get, and once you get out that morning show, you don't feel like being funny because you tired. Hey, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Hey, do you keep up with Syracuse? I see you from New York. And hey, we had a good back and forth last night, y'all. We were talking about Coach Prime not doing visits, right? And like I say, to each his own. Whatever Coach Prime want to do, hey, he can do it. We're gonna rock around it. We're gonna do whatever he want to do. We're gonna report on it and make it work. And I think that's why he brought in people like Reese Press because he go hard in the paint. Like he's a traditional recruiter. I think he's gonna get people around him that are traditional recruiters, so they can do the home visits and stuff like that, and they can bring them to Coach Prime. Hey, that's his formula. That's his formula. But we was noticing last night how, and I'm just looking at this stuff because we were getting pushback from the panel by Coach Prime. He don't have to do in-home visits. That's so old school. And I'm like, no, not really. Because if you look at Syracuse, they was in the top 10 the other day for the 2025 class. They got bumped down to the number 11 spot right now. But he have 4 guys on his team that love to recruit. 4 guys. Then we look at the guy from Notre Dame. He got the number 1 class so far. A lot of these guys that love doing these in-home visits, they pretty much leading. They in the top 10 when it comes to recruiting. And when you start looking for Colorado is not even in the top 50 when it comes to recruiting, like out of high school. Now, when you come to the portal, that's a different thing. But even this year, we couldn't get the top guys out the portal. We got some good guys out the portal, but we couldn't get the top guys out of the portal because it was all about the money. So hopefully next year, Coach Prime gonna come in with the money and be able to compete with some of these top guys at the portal. And now I believe, honestly, I do believe with Coach Prime, if he get his money up, if Colorado get their money up where they can compete with the Ohio States and the Georgias and all that kind of stuff, now he could pluck some of these big time guys out of the portal. And I don't think that'll be a bad deal. But I feel like if you're gonna focus on the portal and you're not gonna do in-home visits and other high school coaches are doing in-home visits, like you gotta really go hard in the portal. So that means you're gonna really have to have your bag ready. Cause this is the change right here. Like last night they were saying, these young kids don't care about you coming to their house. And now like now these portal kids don't care about you coming to their house because they done already had to sit down with the coach coming to the house and they done did all that and it didn't necessarily pan out for them. That's why they thinking about going into this portal. Either they didn't like the school they was at, or they couldn't play at the school they was at, or somebody's offered them more money, so they're gonna transfer. Like I don't think the guy Downs that left Alabama, he was starting at Alabama, so he left for a bigger bag. The guy, I want to say his name was, Scrotum or something like that. The defensive end from Purdue, he was starting when he was at. He could have stayed there. So it wasn't about playing time for him. It was about the bag. So if Coach Prime is going to recruit the portal, if he want to get big time guys out the portal, he's going to have a big time bag. These dudes are proven. They ain't out here. They like, look, I already showed you I can ball. Show me the money, and I'll bring my talents to your school. So LG, what I'm doing, man. So my night show has been doing so good. I'm gonna focus a lot of my energy to my night shows, and I'm gonna do like some of those shorts and stuff in the morning. Cause with the night shows, we got so much energy. I think we went for 4 hours and 30 minutes last night. I can probably make like 50 shorts from that. Cause we everybody cooking. We we got a panel where a lot of people on here cooking now. So and I'm finna focus on that. Like my night show, I'm finna try to lock it in where we got like 4 to 5 people on the panel consistently, and then we're gonna bring some people up. Cause some people on the panel, they come with hard facts, and then some people on the panel, they just in their feelings about some things. Now, once we get through the normal dialogue and all the topics, now we can bring people on that's in their feelings. Cause if you in your feelings, sometimes your argument, the conversation goes left, it goes longer because you just want to be right about your feelings. You ain't looking at the facts of what's going on. A lot of people they get in their feelings, and if you say anything bad about Colorado, you know, they want to be right, so they're gonna stretch it out and keep talking. And sometimes viewers, it kind of turn them off because they're like, man, this dude keeps saying the same thing. He keeps saying the same thing because they just want to be right. They don't want to say, "Oh, damn, I can see how this could be bad for us." They don't want to. They don't never want to say, like when I was talking about the recruiting stuff last night. Some people on the panel understood. Some people on the panel was looking like, "Man, Coach Prime can do whatever you want to do." Now, I understood when Coach Prime first didn't go on the road because he was battling his leg situation. The man was getting toes cut off. He was taking blood thinners. I could see the reason why he didn't want to travel a lot because his life was, saying he was in like critical condition. Anything could go wrong at any time. But now that he's gotten back and he getting healthy again and he lifting weights and he feeling good again, he walking like you can't even really tell Coach Prime got something wrong with him anymore with his feet because he walking pretty good and stuff now. Like you can kind of tell he actually want to get out there and cover them boys. Like he want to do it. He know he limited, but he want to go. He want to get out there and still be Coach Prime. He want to be Dion. Let me say that. But he know. Let me chill out before I hurt myself now. But I just like because he done got to a point where he can move and jump and do all that stuff again. So now I know he can travel. When he couldn't travel, I was cool with him not traveling. But when I started seeing him doing these book tours and all this kind of stuff and going to see about babies before the baby even get here, you know, I understand you can travel now. You travel. So if you can travel, let's go to some of these houses. Or at least go to some of these schools. Now I feel like that'll be better. That'll be better if he go to a school, especially if you got like 2 or 3 guys at that school that you might try to bring on. Like if you got a senior and a junior there, you can try to talk to both of them at the same time. And now he can talk to the whole team at the same time. Or if it's a city, say if like, let's say like Atlanta. Say if it's a city where it's a bunch of kids, got like 30 kids that he might look at, right? I think he could rent out a hotel space, something like that, and have all the kids and their parents come, and he kind of talk to them all at the same time. And then after that little 30-minute little conversation, they can break up into small groups and talk to these families individually. I think he can do something like that because I understand what Coach Prime is saying. If he go to one high school, these people gonna get a little jealous. Everybody want to see him because he a rock star. But the same thing I'm saying about with Kirby, y'all, we gotta look at this right here. Kirby Smart, he done put the most players in the NFL in the last 7 years. I think they say he done put 55 dudes in the NFL. Kirby show up to your games or to your school in a helicopter and land on the field. When that happens, the whole town go crazy because it's all in the paper, all that kind of stuff. So the same thing gonna happen. We talk about the prime effect. If Coach Prime go to your high school or he come to your town, if people know Coach Prime is in the city to see you, you know how many people gonna say, "Hey man, Coach Prime came to see you, man. How that went?" Like, and when people keep hearing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, it can kind of start to change your own perspective. Like you might have thought I was gonna go to Ohio, but now you see how so many people starting to react to Coach Prime coming to your high school, and then when the Ohio coach comes to your high school, it ain't the same kind of reaction. That might sway you. But at the end of the day, Coach Prime, he can do whatever he want to do, right? But the recruiting numbers don't lie. When we pulled up the recruiting numbers last night, Coach Prime wasn't in the top 50 when it came to high school kids. Notre Dame, number one. Penn State, I think it was like number 8 or something like that. And Syracuse is number 11. So, I mean, them all three coaches, minority coaches, that Coach Prime is really competing against, you know. And they beating us out in the regular recruiting class, the high school recruits, they killing. Let me see. So, hey, y'all go ahead. If y'all got any questions, y'all go ahead. But LG, so I'm gonna do a lot of stuff, but after this 6 p.m., because I'm noticing on my with my algorithm, most of my people become active after 6 p.m. I don't know if people getting off work, they don't help their kids do their homework or whatever they don't. But at 6 p.m. to 12 o'clock at night, that's when I had the most action. So I'm gonna focus on that. I got it. You just gotta focus on that. I didn't say go pick up Juju in no private jet. Kirby don't pick up people in no helicopter. I mean, that would make him feel special. But and it was funny last night. Some people and Boosie, you said, hey, you spot on, Boosie. The Texas head coach has did 128 visits over the same time frame, and then you look at the quarterbacks that's on Texas roster. He got 3 stud quarterbacks on his roster. He probably got another one that we don't know. I know one guy just transferred out, so he done had 4 stud quarterbacks on his roster, and we got one. Georgia got 4 stud quarterbacks on their roster. We got one. Michigan got like 5 quarterbacks on their roster that's like 4-star talent. We got one. So y'all gotta look at it and say something was wrong. Something is wrong. Something got to change, and you got to change right now because Shedeur is leaving next year. We got to change this thing right now. And y'all, I mean, I'm not being like overly critical of Coach Prime. I'm looking at the high school recruiting, and we not inside the top 50. We ain't inside the top 50. Oh, Syracuse, your alma mater. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up right there. That's what's up. So you said Coach Prime said he ain't looking for 5 stars. All right. All right. If you don't try to, so all right, let's translate that. Let's translate that. Coach Prime said he ain't looking for 5 stars. 5 stars mean you the best overall. From what we can gather by looking at this player, he's the top of the class. So we're not looking for 5 stars. What are we looking for? We looking for second tier kind of people? Because 5 stars, they most 5 stars meet what he said he looking for. Like most of the guys that are not 5 stars, they lacking in something. They lacking in something. That's why they didn't get the 5-star rating, because they lacked in size, they lacked in speed, they lacked in effort. Something made them lack. I understand you don't want to just spend all your time chasing 5 stars. I do understand that. That makes sense. But to say you're not looking for 5 stars, that kind of sound like you ain't trying to compete. And remember, he said I'm trying to win now. I think the reason why he's not necessarily looking for 5 stars is because that window was so small with him and Shedeur and Shiloh here to try to turn this thing around and win before Shedeur leave. Now, if you plan on staying in Colorado once Shedeur leave, you got to stack your program with 4 and 5 stars to create the depth that you want if you want to compete for national titles year in and year out. I agree with Boots on this. Like Harbaugh, Karshian, coaches at the top colleges, football programs across the country. Sanders has a large contractual. God dang, y'all. A loaded travel budget for him to use in private jet services. Now you're right. He got a budget. He got everything to use, and I feel like he just uses his time how he want to use it. I'm not. It sounds like I'm digging at him, but I feel like like I said, he can travel to sell them books. He can travel to do other stuff. You got to travel to get players. Yeah, I'm having to get glasses, man. My eyes are getting bad. I don't know if I'm looking at the computer screen too much, but my eyes getting. I don't know if it's just that old man jumping on me. And I'm with you, promo. If that was true, he wouldn't be chasing Juju if he didn't care about 5 stars. I think what it was, a lot of these 5 stars he was jumping on. He was jumping on at the end of the process, his first year. So you had to go for the guys that was kind of floating around that didn't really have a lot of great options, and then you became the best option. Yeah, if you think about it, most of these kids, they want to go to the school that they think is the best. So if they're looking at Georgia's and all this kind of stuff, they're gonna say, okay, well, I feel like Alabama or Georgia or whoever can offer me more. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna go with whoever can offer them more. And at that time, Colorado could not offer what these other big schools could offer. So yeah, if you're going for 5 stars and they're getting all these nice offers from these other big schools, and then you come in and you give them a lesser offer, yeah, you feel like you're wasting your time chasing 5 stars. You can feel like that. But once you lock in and really get going, and if you start talking to these guys, they 10th grade year, and now you might can build a relationship where you can compete with these other big schools. But I feel like you're gonna have to do these home visits. And I ain't gonna say he gotta do 100 home visits, but he got to at least do at least 10 home visits a year, I think. At least 10 to 5. 10 to 5. Like the ones, them showing up home run hitter kind of guys, I feel like you got to do the home visits with them. Now, that might make some people feel slighted, but at the end of the day, you know what a dog look like. When it's a can't miss kind of player, like if it's another Travis that pop up, if it's another Shadur that pops up, if it's another George Seaton that pops up, if it's a number one linebacker in the country that pops up that's really like that, and you can look at him and say, okay, this dude got all the intangibles, and then his grades are on par. When you go see, when you hear him talking or whatever, and see that's the other part about it. When you go see somebody in person, and I made this example last night, when you meet somebody online to date somebody, you can like them, you can talk to them online all you want, but until you meet them face to face and you see how they really move, like I notice a lot when if I meet a girl at a restaurant and take her out on a date, it's different between when I go to her actual like living space. When I go to her living space, now I get to see how she really move. I get to see how if she live in a clean environment or if she halfway nasty. So you gonna if a kid come from an environment that's kind of iffy, most times you're gonna have to deal with more stuff with them because they used to doing the ratchet stuff. That's just the lifestyle. They used to doing it. If you're dealing with a kid from the suburbs, I'm not gonna say he ain't gonna do nothing bad, but a lot of that ratchet stuff he might not do because he's not used to doing the ratchet stuff. So sometimes, some people that do a lot of ratchet stuff that can change your program. Like, look at what happened last year with McClain. McClain, he put a black out in the program because he just wanted to do that. He wanted to be hood. He wanted it. I ain't saying he was a bad kid, but y'all know some stuff that done came out about that man. But I wonder how they grew up. I wonder what neighborhood they grew up in. I wonder. I don't know. But if Coach Prime would have pulled up, he could have seen it. And then sometimes you notice a pattern. You start seeing a pattern like, okay. Every time I go to a situation like this, I got to deal with this extra stuff. Or y'all know what I'm saying, man. Y'all know. And see, that's what I know. So Coach Prime is gonna lean on these other coaches to do the home visits. It's kind of like LeBron James. Y'all know how LeBron James won't take the ball out because LeBron James think he above taking the ball out. Like I don't have to take the ball out. I'm LeBron James. Like I'm so valuable with the ball in my hand. I'm not going out of bounds to take the ball out. Even though he can just step across that line, throw the ball to somebody, and they can throw it right back to him. He would not go out of bounds to take that ball out. I see that all the time, and it get on my nerves. I hate it. And like that's how I feel right now. I feel like Coach Prime don't want to take the ball out. He don't want to do the visits. But this is part of coaching. What's good, J Dub? What's happening? You said Texas or Texas A&M, one with multiple 5 stars. Hey, nah, but Texas, look how far Texas made it last year. Texas A&M, they was going through something internally. Like their head coach, Y'all gotta remember. I gotta remember, Coach. What's the coach for Texas A&M? I can't think of it. Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher left Florida State because of a crazy situation. Jimbo Fisher, his marital situation wasn't right. If y'all know about that, y'all know about that. And that man, his headspace wasn't right. He wanted to get up out of Florida State because it was traumatizing what happened to him at Florida State. He won a championship there, all that kind of stuff, but he wanted to get up out of there because he was traumatized, right? And we can say this. We can say this. Because if you're a man and you find out your wife doing something with folks on campus, this is all public news, that throws you in a different kind of space. That's embarrassing. So he left and went to another school. He didn't want to leave Florida State. He had to because the situation wasn't what he wanted. Now he at this new place and he's trying to put everything together. But in the SEC, it's hard to just jump in the SEC and think you're going to just dominate. I mean, you got Georgia and Alabama and these other schools that's coming with it, Missouri and all that. These schools coming with it. So the environment that he went in, and y'all got to think about it, he's still in his headspace. He's still going through the divorce and all that kind of stuff. So he wasn't at his top peak where he could just focus on football. That's all I'm saying. He couldn't just focus on football 100% because the situation that the wife put him in. You know, he was in a low spot in his life. LG, what you talking about? I can't believe everything people tell me about the recruiting. Because with the recruiting, I'm going off the recruiting board. Like, what you talking about, LG? Yeah, Michigan focus on more high school. Yeah, but Miami, they can't develop quarterbacks. We can develop quarterbacks. Coach Prime developed Shador. Your quarterback is your most important piece. But this is what I'm saying. Does Miami have a bunch of quarterbacks on their roster that we know can ball? So we saying they get 4 and 5 stars. Yeah, they getting 4 and 5 stars, but are they getting a quarterback? The quarterback is the most important piece on the board. Like, I like Juju. I seen Juju in person. Juju, he a artist when it comes to the dealing with the football. I mean, throwing the ball. Like, he cool and calm in the pocket. But there's other quarterbacks out here. I'm gonna go check this Hawaii quarterback out. Y'all keep talking about it. I think it's a quarterback, and that's what I'm talking about today. This quarterback from Duncanville. I like the quarter. To me, and I'm gonna step out here on this bridge, on this limb, and say this: the quarterback from Duncanville is almost as good as Shador. Oh Lord, I'm finna walk out here. He is almost as good as Shador when it comes to the tangibles. Like when you look at, he's taller than Shador. I don't know if he had the same arm strength. It looks similar to me. I feel like he got a better touch to his ball than Shador because he's throwing on the run. He's throwing on the run a lot, and he's putting the ball right on the money. I feel like he's faster than Shador. I feel like he's more pocket aware than Shador. Like I saw 2 times on his highlight tape when a linebacker or a D line was coming down on him, when he stepped up in the pocket, when he was still looking downfield, but he evaded the rush, kept his eyes downfield, and threw the ball. Like I'm watching this guy and I'm seeing Shador, but I'm seeing like a better version of Shador. If y'all understand what I'm saying, he's more mobile than Shador. And I'm not saying Shador is not mobile. Shador is mobile. But when Shador rolls out and he makes his throws, I can see sometimes he got to muscle the ball. This dude can turn, and he kind of like Pat Mahomes. He can turn his body and throw on the run with like almost minimum effort. So I like him, and I feel like watching the interview on three with that number one wide receiver out of Texas, the guy asked them, "Did y'all have y'all thought about playing with each other on the next level? Have y'all got an offer from the same school?" He was like, "Nah." He said, "We haven't really got some of the same offers." He said, "I think we got one offer. I think they got one school in Texas that offered both of them. But a lot of schools is offering him, is not offering the quarterback." And I'm looking at the quarterback, y'all, and I'm looking at a younger, better Shador. I'm gonna say this right here. You learn more. You learn more from going to somebody's home, somebody's neighborhood, than you learn from somebody coming to your home. And because when somebody come to your home, now their representative can really take over. When you go to their home represents a lot of their character. Their home represents their parents' character. What I mean by that, did you just look at the environment? Most parents gonna try to keep their kids in the best possible environment because studies have shown when kids come from certain environments, they have certain bad habits that you got to break. I've seen it in foster care and a lot of stuff. Like when kids come from a real bad situation, sometimes you'll get them diamonds that they wanted so bad they will do whatever to change their life. But a lot of kids that come from a situation, it's harder to change how they see the world. So you just want to know what you're dealing with. It's easy to move up the rank if you get a bunch of 4-star recruits too. Like it's some schools like LSU, they have a bunch. They have like 8 4-stars, or I mean, by bad, like 18 4-stars. So I see some schools like Washington, they would have a bunch of 4-stars and not a bunch of 5-stars. Michigan was the same way. Michigan had a bunch of 4-stars, not a bunch of 5-stars. So either way it go, y'all focusing on 5-stars. We talking about top talent. Coach Prime is averaging 1 5-star a year. That's not gonna cut it when y'all want to play big boy ball. And then when you get in the portal, you don't get the top guys out the portal. So you're not getting the top guys out of high school, and you're not getting the top guys out the portal. You building a mid team. how I can say somebody better than Shador is because I'm looking at Shador highlight. I remember seeing Shador in high school, and I'm looking at this dude in high school, and at that point in their career, he's better than Shador. Now he's making some plays that I didn't see Shador make in high school. He's making some of the same plays that I see Shador making now. He's making them, and he's in high school. I'm not saying he don't have to develop. I'm not saying he can walk into Colorado and beat Shador and lead the team to the a scoring drive in the last minute of the game. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, I feel like if you put him out there with Shador and they ran a 7-on-7 and you gave Shador some new wide receivers and you gave this guy some new wide receivers, I feel like both of them gonna light it up. I feel like this dude is gonna light it up. If he's not jittery and scared of the moment, if he comfortable, I feel like he gonna light it up because he's doing it on a high school level. He's lighting it up. And I mean, he putting the ball on the money. How am I tripping, dog? You don't even know what quarterback I'm talking about. So if you ain't seen the quarterback, how could you really say he's not better than Shador? Like when I look at Juju, I don't feel like Juju is as mobile as Shador. I'm not finna give that to Juju just because he's a 5-star. He has shown me that he's mobile. But this dude from Texas done shown me that he's mobile. He done showed me he can throw on a run. He done showed me he can put the ball on the money. He's shown me he can evade the rush better than Shador. Like it's a thing about called working the pocket. When the rush comes, how you work the pocket. It's a little box. You got to have your footwork right where you can stay inside the pocket but still avoid the rush. This kid to me does this better than Shador. Look how many times Shador got sacked last year. That wasn't all off his line. Some of it was. I'm gonna say 50% of them sacks was all off his line. Shador couldn't do nothing. He couldn't change anything. But some of those sacks was Shador holding the ball too long, Shador not being able to evade the rush. So some of those sacks was on Shador. I'm looking at this kid out of high school, and from what I'm seeing so far, he knows how to get rid of the ball. That's the same thing with Penix. You think Penix, the reason why Penix made it to the championship last year, it lines up with how many times he got sacked last year. I think that guy only got sacked 7 times last year. And it wasn't because he had the best offensive line in the nation. It because he understood how to get rid of the ball, his check downs, when to throw the ball away. He understood it. Yeah, the portal. Okay, Muhammad. The portal has changed game. You're right. You're 100% right. The portal has changed game. But have we got the top guys out of the portal? Are we getting top 10 guys out of the portal? Are we getting top 30 something guys out of the portal? Let's be honest with ourselves, y'all. Let's be honest with ourselves. Again, now you right about that, Harold. NIL is in-home visit. You right about that. I rock with you on that, and I thought about that too. If you got a big enough bag that can sway the person's mindset, and you don't really have to go to an in-home visit. But does Colorado really have a bag like that? Let's be real. Does Colorado really have a bag like that when it comes to Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, and Ole Miss? Can they really outbid these other schools? They can't. We still in the red right now. So until the end of this year, we probably still gonna be in the red. Maybe like halfway through the season, we'll be out of the red. But okay, we coming out of the red. Colorado, uh, Ohio State make $250 million a year. Y'all got to understand the numbers. Ohio State make 250 million a year. They saying with this new law that they just dropped, they saying colleges is going to have to be able. They're going to be able to spend 21 million to 22 million on their program. So Ohio State, and they said it at, I want to say they said it at like 20% or something like that of the income for the average. They took an average of all the schools. So the average schools bringing in like 100 million. Ohio State bringing in 250 million. That's why Ohio State was able to roll out this big budget this year to bring in all these players. Ohio State did bigger than everybody in college football right now. They said, "Hey, we got 13 million. We finna pay these guys. So we finna get the best players in the country." Can Coach Prime compete with that? No, he can't. So what Coach Prime got that these other coaches don't have is his star power. So you got to leverage that to get some of these big time players. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Because you got other coaches making in home visits and they got a bag. Yeah. Utah building mid teams. You're 100% right. When the last time we seen Utah in the national championship game? I'll wait, Chris. When the last time we seen Utah in the national championship game? It's the difference between trying to win your conference and trying to, if your focus on is winning the conference and your focus on is winning the national championship. Utah focus is winning their conference. That's their focus. It's the difference between a running quarterback and a mobile quarterback. Because Steve Young was a mobile quarterback. John Elway was a mobile quarterback. Drew Brees was a mobile quarterback. Like, you got to understand now. Warren Moon was a mobile quarterback. What's the name? Mahomes is a mobile quarterback. Most of the quarterbacks in the league now are mobile. I'm not even talking about like the Michael Vicks and the. I ain't talking about that. See, them dudes, Michael Vicks and Lamar, those to me they more of a running quarterback that can throw. But when you're looking at people like Teddy Bridgewater, and you're looking at people like yeah, even Baker Mayfield, and even though I don't believe in Baker Mayfield mobility, he's still mobile. He still run around and try to make plays. So I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, a mobile quarterback give you more options because you can roll, you can move the pocket, you can do RPOs. It's a lot you can do with a mobile quarterback. Now you're right, and that's what I'm saying. Coach Prime, they don't have the budget for 5 stars, but when Coach Prime show up to your school, he can sway people's mind. That's what I'm saying. Washington didn't have the best O line last year. Washington did not have a lot of their linemen just coming off the board like that. They had some guys to go, but they weren't going. I think Georgia had more guys to go in the draft last year than no Alabama and Georgia and Michigan. I think they. I'm not. Well, don't get me to start lying now because I didn't follow Washington like that for real. I believe they had some good dudes, but their whole line wasn't just like that. But that's what we talking about, LG. That's all the visits I want him to make, about 5 to 7 visits. I want him to see, okay, just like you know how it is with the NFL draft. An NFL draft, they say, okay, we weak at corner, we weak at tackle, and we weak at quarterback. So let me focus on they circle these cornerbacks, they circle these tackles, and they circle these quarterbacks. And the ones we think we got the best chance of getting, these are the guys I'm gonna go see. Go see 6 guys that you feel like if we get these 6 guys, they give us a better chance to win. We can get the rest of these dudes out the portal. All right, now you're right. The first year he generated 127 million. They will get close to 200 million this year. And all right, so you're right. You're right. All right, so you're right. So look at it. So let's look at this. They're gonna get close to 200 million this year, right? But Coach Prime was still in the red, and Ohio been getting 250 every year, every year. So since Coach Prime been at Jackson, Ohio State doing 250, 250 mil. So just look at how much farther they're away from Colorado. So we so far behind in the money game, but what we are ahead of is the popularity game. So that's what Coach Prime can leverage. That's all I'm saying, y'all. If you got something that you can leverage, why not use that? Hey, I hear what you're saying, Boosie. I hear what you're saying. You saying Utah don't build mid teams. All right. So you feel like if Utah would roll into town and played against Georgia, and I know Promo probably gonna give me some pushback on this, but the last 4 years, if Utah would have played against Georgia and Alabama, you think Utah, if they had Georgia and Alabama on their schedule, do you think Utah would have got some wins? If they had to play Georgia, like how Colorado started out with Nebraska and Colorado State, if Utah started out with Alabama and Georgia, do y'all honestly believe Utah will walk away with a win? Entire focus today is winning your conference. Rick George said yesterday that the teams should be focused on winning the Big 12. That's what they get. That's what gets you to the postseason. All right, you're 100% right. You're 100% right now, and that's now though. That's now. But once you get in this playoff, and if you come in there with mid players, we're gonna see how this thing gonna turn out. And now promo, we're gonna really see. Now we're gonna see promo. If the SEC have three teams in the playoffs, and now these SEC teams they believe they can win the championship. Now we're gonna see how many times the SEC schools lose in these college playoffs compared to losing in bowl games. Because when they were playing in these Gatorade Bowls and Dollar General Bowls, I don't think the SEC schools really care about that. You said Utah gets stubbed every year. And you know why Utah gets stubbed? Because when they look at Utah roster, they say, you know what? I don't think they can compete with these big dogs. Like, when was the last time Utah had a quarterback that was much TCV? Like, the last time they had a quarterback that everybody, like, I don't even know the quarterback they keep talking about right now. I really don't even know his name. And he was in our conference. I hear a lot of people talk about him, but I haven't really seen him for real play. And then when you go back to Utah, you got to go all the way back to Alex Smith. Alex Smith played in college like over 20 years ago. Yeah, I think Cam Ward gonna do well in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Chris, I agree with you. I think now with 12 teams, Utah can go on the playoff run. Uh, I agree. So, why you feel like that, LG? Why you feel like Coach Prime can't win no championships at at Colorado, but then if he go to Florida, he can win? Are you saying school prestige at Florida is just that much better that he's gonna be able to get guys to come in, and now he don't have to recruit everybody else in the SEC doing home visits, but Coach Prime gonna come in and not do home visits? Is that what we're saying, or are we saying Coach Prime, he gonna have so many guys in that state? Now it's easier for him to do these home visits. Like, what we saying? If he go to an SEC school and don't think he gonna do home visits, oh, they gonna get him up out of there. Hey, you right about that, Boosie. I just talked to a lady the other day talking about buying her own plane. She going to get her license, and she was talking about flying, and she know a couple that has their own plane, and she was saying how much money they save. They went and brought a plane for like, and it was kind of surprising. They brought a plane for like 28 million. I mean $28,000. It's like one of those small planes, and it was just like once you get your own plane, only thing you're really paying for is your tags and your insurance, stuff like that. Then you got to pay for the fuel. It's a lot cheaper compared to if you let somebody fly you, but they can use that same plane to fly people private and charge them a lot of money. And she said they could actually deliver like cargo and stuff. They need to be there like next day and get a lot of money. So some people are using their own planes, and it's a lot cheaper when it's your own plane. Boosie, who said they was from Arkansas? Boosie, was that you that was saying you was from Arkansas, or was that Jerome? Somebody from Arkansas. Boosie, I think that was you. I think you kind of slick trying to push Arkansas. Are you a undercover Arkansas recruiter? Are you trying to sway Coach Prime to go to Arkansas? I think I might have found a motive, y'all. I think Boosie might be over here. He a plant to try to get Coach Prime to go to Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm gonna say this about Utah. If Utah can make the playoffs, like how they've been winning the conference out there, if they can make the playoffs year in and year out, I think it will boost them because now they're gonna get more eyes on them. Colorado got more eyes on them than everybody, and y'all know that brings in talent. Eyes bring in talent. Look, man, I want to get all y'all comments, man. Look, I got on here to tell y'all that I wasn't doing a morning show. Now I'm effed around and did a morning show. But let me do this, y'all. Cause I want y'all to do something. LG, you do this for me, LG. And don't be biased when you do it now. Don't be biased. I want y'all to look this guy up. And think about this too. If we offer this quarterback, from what I've seen, Colorado has not offered this quarterback. They have not offered him. And he has the number one wide receiver on his team. And he got like three more dudes on his team. When you watch the tape, you will see he got like three more wide receivers on his team that can ball, right? They from one of the biggest high schools in Texas, Duncanville. I mean, they the mega school. It's kind of like how IMG in Florida is. That's what Duncanville is in Texas, pretty much. Duncanville, DeSoto, and think about it, Duncanville and DeSoto, they rivals. So if you start getting guys from DeSoto and you start getting guys from Duncanville, you pretty much gonna have Texas on lock. But let me find this guy. Let me find this guy. I wrote it down somewhere. Y'all got me. Montez Walker. Uh, okay. Keelan Russell. That's his name. Keelon. Keelan Russell. He's 6'2", 6'3", in that range right there. He got a flip of the wrist. Like he got a little flip, like how Mahomes or like how Michael Vick, he can just flip his wrist and throw the ball. Like when I watch Juju, he throws with his arm. When I watch Shador, he throws with his arm. So they really technique sound. I ain't saying nothing wrong with that. I'm saying this dude can just flip his wrist like Michael Vick and the ball just go. So when you can do that, you could be in different kind of, your body can be in different kind of positions like with Mahomes. Mahomes can be halfway sideways, but he can throw the ball almost 30 yards downfield because he can just flip his wrist. He got so much power in his wrist, he don't have to use his whole arm. So that's what I know about the guy. I feel like I said might have, this is what my notes are. He might have better accuracy than Shador. Right now, I know coming out of high school, he got better accuracy than Shador. But right now, he might have better accuracy than Shador. I know that's a stretch. I know it is. But the tape don't lie. I know what my eyes told me now. I wrote down mobile, can feel the rush. He got a good ball. When I say he got a good ball, that means when he throw the ball, it's in a tight spiral. And they was talking about that at Atlanta's OTAs with Penix. They was talking about how his ball was coming out, how pretty it was. So when you got a pretty ball, it's easier for wide receivers to catch it. And I wrote down 2-for-1. So if you get this top wide receiver, now you can get this quarterback. Or if you get the quarterback, now you might can get a top wide receiver. And I feel like the quarterback is not on as high up on everybody's list as this wide receiver is, because wide receiver is like the number one wide receiver I know for sure in Texas, and he might be the number one guy in the nation. So, and he's almost a clone of LeJounte. He's almost a clone. So why wouldn't you want to get you a LeJounte and another Shador to start this thing all over again. And you will lock down the pipeline school that you need to have. Duncanville. Like Duncanville, I think they put out the best defense end this year in the nation. So if we create a pipeline at Duncanville, now Coach Prime don't have to do. Coach Prime could go to Duncanville and DeSoto every year. They right across the street from each other. And are they in the same like area with I say within an hour of each other. He can just do them two schools in Texas. He can do IMG in Florida, and he can probably do Buford in Georgia. Like, and I would still say this right here. Coach Prime is so different he a rock star. He don't have to go actually in-home visits, but he need to do in-town visits. Let me say that. He need to do a situation where he can set up, especially at these powerhouse programs that got powerhouse rivals, and you can get like 4 or 5 of these kids at one meeting at the same time. And Coach Prime could do like a little something at a conference center in that town. I feel like that'd be better. So he still don't have to go inside these people's house, but going to their town, having all that hype, getting the newspapers behind it, I think that'll be a good look, man. Hey, you talking about you ain't from Arkansas? Who kept saying promo? You remember it was somebody in the chat that was saying they were from Arkansas. Somebody, I thought that was Booster that was saying that. Hey, I'm with you on that, LG. I'm with you on that. And so, and that's why I'm saying he got to go establish some relationship with some of these high schools. So I mean, I understand, but Colorado won championships before. You can recruit. You can recruit, man. Yeah, and see, and that's the thing Promo was saying. He was like, okay, I get it. We trying to get some of these top line like George Seaton or whatever, but it's a bunch of white guys. Like Harold was just saying yesterday. Harold was saying Nebraska, they got a big wrestling culture up there. A lot of those guys, those big men like to wrestle and they like to maul you, those real big linemen. So he can recruit a lot of linemen and D linemen from that area, from all in them cold states. It's some D linemen and offensive linemen all up in there. So he don't have to get all his boys from the South. It's some guys up there in Colorado that he can get, like how our 2 tight ends now are from Colorado. It's another tight end that's coming out of Colorado. I think next year he like 6'7". Like try to get them kind of guys from out of Colorado. Yeah, you're right, Promo. And look how long ago that was. Oh, that dude nice, bro. That dude nice. Hey, I just wonder why Coach Prime haven't offered neither one of these kids. Man, that dude, they just had hey, go watch the video with the wide receiver on 3 yesterday. He said they would like to play together in college. After I watched the Juju interview, I watched that wide receiver Moore. The cool and Moore, something like that. Is his name is y'all write his name down. and we'll go watch his On 3 video. It's DAK. I want to say that's ORIEN. Can you read my own writing? DAKORIEN. Last name Moore. Y'all go watch his video on 3. He said him and that quarterback would like to play together. They would like to play together. And now that's true, Chris. That's a good how you say that? That's a good gem, Chris. That quarterback from Hawaii could get the Polynesian players. And I seen some Polynesian guy talking about how many of his uncles and cousins and stuff had made it to the league. And it was impressive. It was very impressive. But so I'm gonna go look at the dude from. I'm gonna get off here, y'all. I'm gonna go look at this quarterback from Hawaii. I'm gonna check him out, and y'all go look at these quarterback and this wide receiver tandem, and go look at Duncanville, they team in general. If we land this quarterback and this wide receiver, and when y'all watching the quarterback more highlights, look how many good wide receivers on this team, y'all. He got like 3 good wide receivers on the team that can come compete right now. I'm not gonna say they better than Travis Hunter. I'm not gonna say they better than let me see Will Shepherd and all that right now. But I feel like Mathis, these 3 wide receivers from Duncanville, they gonna give Mathis all he wanted practice. They gonna tell Mathis, hey shit, hey folk, if you gonna start in front of me, you gotta show me. As of right now, because what I did last night, well, with my numbers, I'm looking. My people jump on the most. They most active after 6 o'clock. So it'll be better for me to do a little short at 6 and then do another something at 10. Maybe I could do something short at 6 and then do something again at 10. It might be best if I just jump on at 6 and do some Q&As or just talk about, because now I got time to watch all the highlights and stuff from last night. Like I haven't even had time to watch the NBA game from last night. I haven't had time to watch Angela Reese game from last night because once I get off the live at nighttime, it's already late. And then I still got to do what I got to do for myself, take showers and all that kind of stuff, eat food. And now when I get up in the morning, I'm fighting to get up at 7 in the morning, and I'm trying to put together my stuff for a show. And like a lot of people, you see how many people on right now? 26 people. A lot of people get on after 6 because I guess they off from work. So I need to focus on, it's kind of like how these big companies do it. They focus on what the people are showing them what they want. If people saying they like watching my content at 6 p.m., I need to have something that's going to pop off at 6 p.m. Even if it's just a bunch of videos that I can be pumping out, like starting around 3 o'clock, start pumping out a bunch of short videos, 2-minute, 3-minute videos, and then on the live, let my panel take off on the live at nighttime. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. Like this time right here, I could be doing a little short 2-minute videos and start dropping them around 3 in the afternoon, leading up into the live show. So that's what I think the model about to turn into. Unless it's some breaking news, we sign a big time player or something like that happens, if something crazy happen, I think that's what I'm about to do. And I thought about that too, Boosie. I'm thinking about, see, if I get rid of this show, I can probably do the night show around about 8 o'clock. So I thought about that too. And I wanted to kind of look and see what other YouTubers were doing what. I ain't want to step on people's toes, but hey, it might be, it is what it is. Because it ain't like I'm going for nobody else's spot. I'm just trying to do what works best for me. And 6 o'clock, to me, that's my peak hours when my people jump on at 6 o'clock. So 6 to 10 is my real peak hours. I think since we've been doing that 10 o'clock show, it rolls my numbers up to midnight. So like now when I look at my chart, like you can see like with the blue, when it's dark blue, that means your people are on heavy. So from 6 p.m. is really dark blue, and then all the way up to like about 1 o'clock at night, it's still semi-dark blue. So that's my time right there from 6 to 1. That's why I get the most people that rock with me that they active on YouTube. Hey, you right about that, Boost. Hey, sports report. What time you saying? You saying the 8 o'clock time? The 8 o'clock time slot? And see, I think the reason why I'm starting to get a lot of people to watch my stuff late now is because a lot of people that follow Colorado, a large part of their fan base is mixed, West Coast and East Coast. Yeah, Boosie. So I'm looking at it might be uh 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I hate that 8 o'clock because I still be trying to do some work and still got daylight out here. But it is what it is. If I start at 8, I can get up early in the morning and do more work in the morning. So, and if I end up getting a local job around here, I should be off work around 8, so I could keep that time going. So yeah, that's sick. That if I say 6, I'm gonna be pushing it because I know I be doing a lot of stuff. But 6 is the best time for me because I'm looking. That's when my people really jump on at 6. And see, that's the thing. Same thing I was saying. Goat talk. That's the same thing I was saying. And that's why I jumped on that 10 o'clock time because I was like, well, shoot, it wasn't nobody on it at 10. Y'all know at first I was trying to do the 6 and 6 because I know 6 was my peak, but I couldn't get up at no 6 in the morning. And it was hard for me to stay on that 6 o'clock time because there's so much going on. But I don't know. We're gonna see, y'all. Like I said, I'm still in these stages where everything is up in the air. But I'm about to jump off and look at some of these prospects. I know 6 o'clock is my peak time for my channel, so I got to start putting out content at 6. Right now, it's gonna be reels and shorts, but it might turn into a live show at 6. And now if we do those 4-hour lives, people can still from 6 to 4. We can have different people jumping in, and we can start the conversation over again after like an hour. We can start the conversation over again. Or after 2 hours, we can start the conversation over again. Because I'm not going to be the one that's pulling the conversation. I got a lot of talented people that's on the show now. They got great opinions, and I'm gonna let them pull some of the conversation, and I'm gonna just do a lot of moderating. So now my throat won't get all hoarse and beat up because I don't have to talk for 2 hours straight. I'm gonna let other people talk. All right, Boost, that sounds good. But yeah, I'm about to jump off so I can start working on this material. Appreciate y'all. Salute.